Let's talk about Rosie the Shark. There was once a wildlife park that was a popular attraction in Victoria, Australia called Wildlife Wonderland. It had live animals and a museum along with educational displays and games. It ceased business in 2012 due to animal welfare concerns and operating without appropriate licenses. Many of the displays, signs, pictures, and games are still there. A YouTuber named Luke McPherson snuck in one day and was met with a crazy sight. A 2-ton great white shark in a murky green tank that now goes by the name of Rosie. She died in a tuna fishing net in 1998. An artist took Rosie, preserved her body, and gave her to Wildlife Wonderland. According to Robert Jones, who half-owned the park from 2003 to 2006, Rosie was never gutted, unlike most fish in taxidermy, and the body is as hard as a rock. For some reason, people felt bad for this dead shark, and they started petitions so that they could move Rosie, so now she is on display for all to see at Crystal World in Australia. Make sure to let me know what else you want to see, and these videos take forever to make, so if you do like them, make sure to hit follow.
Urban legends from every state. The Devil's Tree, located in Bernards Township, New Jersey. Here's the story. Many different legends surround this tree. One claim is that a farmer hung himself from the tree after killing his whole family. Another legend says that if you get too close to the tree, a black truck will appear and chase you to a certain point. But here's the weirdest thing to me. As shown here, snow will not fall in front of the tree. Regardless of how much snow falls, it remains bare. You can also see the bare spot in this picture. It's also allegedly warm to the touch regardless of temperature. Someone go investigate this one for me. Which state is next?
I have a condition called chimeraism. Chimeraism is a very rare condition. Basically, it means I am my own twin. I have a straight line down the center of my torso. On my left side only, my skin pigmentation is a different color than on my right side, and they kind of chalked it up to, it must be a birthmark. I started getting sick in my early teens. Every doctor I would go to, no one could figure it out. Finally, I did come across a doctor, and he confirmed that I am a chimera. Chimeraism is where two fraternal twin eggs fuse together in the womb. I absorbed my twin sister, so I carry her DNA and cells within my body. This is my sister's genetic makeup, and this is my genetic makeup.
Let's talk about an incident that happened at SeaWorld that will leave you mortified. On February 24th, 2010, the crowd at SeaWorld was filled with shock and horror when they witnessed 40-year-old trainer Dawn Brancheau getting pulled underwater and dragged to her death by the largest orca at the park. This whale actually grabbed a hold of Dawn's ponytail and dragged her to the bottom of the pool during a petting session in front of the crowd. But as Dawn was trying to break free, it wasn't doing much for her, judging by the fact that this whale weighs over 12,000 pounds. Dawn actually managed to escape and make it to the top for a split second before Tilikum, the large orca, came and rammed into her and then grabbed her in the middle of her stomach and started slinging her around like a rag doll. The whale eventually came back to the top, and they had to pry its mouth open to get this girl's body outside of it. And when they did, her arm fell off inside of the mouth and she was pronounced dead as soon as he came to the top.
I got this video of my cats while we were out. You are about to see a full-on ghost. My cat froze. What in the fuck? But wait, she comes back.
Morbid Facts, Part 138. In 1984, comedian Tommy Cooper died of a heart attack while performing live on stage. Thinking it was all part of the show, the audience continued to laugh and clap as the man was gasping for air. In 1300 BC, Egyptian King Meneptah defeated the Libyans in battle. To prove of his triumph, he brought back 6,000 tan bananas that he cut off of opposing soldiers. When a very tall man dies and can't afford a custom coffin, the undertaker will often chop off his feet and place them beside his legs. The family doesn't notice because only the top half of the coffin is open during the funeral. In 2015, a woman claimed that she could smell Parkinson's disease. To test this, doctors gave her 12 shirts to smell, and 6 of them were from Parkinson's patients. She correctly identified the 6 shirts, but also chose one from the control group. 8 months later, that person was diagnosed with Parkinson's.
Crazy websites on the dark web, part 1. Today we're going to be looking at an alien invasion page. The whole purpose of this website is to solely expose the fact that governments are hiding the fact that we have aliens living with us, which is pretty insane. I'm not here to convince you that aliens are real. Believe what you want to believe. I'm just the person that goes and finds the websites, and I thought it would be cool to show you, so let's go. First things first, it says UFO leaked. Leaked images and videos they won't show you. Then we have a document here that says you will see something that you can never unsee. And the second document says, this document showcases the leaked document which allows the United States government to manipulate media. But here's where the crazy stuff gets in. Here's a couple photos they have on their website. Picture caught live. Pictures caught inside Area 51. Dead alien found in Wisconsin. Photo caught in Ukraine 2005. Alien remains found after abduction. But look at this part. I'm tired of feeling like I'm crazy. I've seen aliens with my own eyes. I will not budge. The elites are after me. I can feel it. If this website isn't updated, I'm already gone. It's been since 2006. I can follow if you guys want to see more.
Really weird things caught in mirrors that are completely unexplained. This man is getting into an elevator. He walks in. You can see the elevator is completely empty. He's going to turn around. I did not edit this video. He turns around. Nobody's there, right? He clicks the button. Now watch in slow-mo. This lady walks in behind him. Oh my gosh.
This popular tourist attraction has killed over 8 people. Jacob's Well in Texas is a beautiful perennial spring, which you can reserve to swim in the summertime. However, it's known for being one of the most dangerous diving locations in the world. The spring goes down 20 feet and then breaks off into a tunnel cave system that nobody has been able to explore completely. The caves themselves are made up of tight spaces, false exits, and it has very low visibility. It's so dangerous that scuba diving is not allowed anymore.
Hey you guys, sorry I'm remaking this video, so if you've already seen it, just keep going. So it's very rare that someone sends me a photo of a ghost and I actually find it kind of compelling. So I need to show you guys this. All right guys, so the photo I'm about to show you was taken this week at Waverly Hills Sanatorium. Now we all know that that's an old tuberculosis hospital in Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville, not Louisville. Anyway, a group from a Taekwondo class came and took a tour at Waverly Hills. They decided to take a group picture afterward outside. What they caught in the photo was deemed by the Waverly Hills staff to be the most bone-chilling photo they've ever received. So here's a cropped version of the photo, and although you can see the entity, I want to show you a lightened version. Look at that standing behind the boy in the black shirt. You can even see the arms and the fingers. It almost looks like he's wearing one of those old-timey tuberculosis masks. I don't know, man. That's weird.
The craziest execution methods, Part 8. The nitric acid bath. Heavily used by ISIS in Iraq, but there are reports of it being used in other Middle Eastern countries. Bound to other prisoners and placed inside of an iron cage. You were then slowly lowered into a vat of nitric acid. Nitric acid is a colorless liquid highly corrosive to the human body. The scariest part is, they don't completely submerge you. They dip you in and out just enough to dissolve your organs. Fuck that.
Did a UFO crash in the Grand Canyon thousands of years ago?
Grand Canyon UFO crash site. A specialized team of experts were apparently hired to examine debris found at the Grand Canyon. When they arrived at the scene, they were said to have discovered the body of a UFO that had rested there for over 4,000 years. The craft they located was constructed out of an unknown metallic substance and also showed signs of low levels of radiation. Once found, it was quickly removed to a secure military location. He believes that the craft was of a decent size and able to carry about 20 individuals of a certain height. He also believes that the carbon dating on the ship indicates that it crashed around the 2000 BC period. Inside the vessel. When experts finally managed to get inside the craft, they discovered that the cabin area was designed for humanoids of about 4 to 5 foot in height.
This story is so weird.
William Moult was 40 years old when he disappeared in 1997. On the night of November 7th, he was out at a club in Lantana, Florida, and called his girlfriend just before midnight to tell her he would be home shortly. Of course, that never happened. In 2019, a man noticed something strange when he was exploring the area he used to live in on Google Maps. Something odd could be seen shimmering through a pond near Moon Bay Circle in Wellington, Florida. He informed a local resident, who then used their own drone to confirm initial suspicions. There had been a car in the pond for 22 years, and no one had seemed to notice. When authorities were contacted, they were able to pull the car out of the pond, and inside were William's skeletal remains. William was not a heavy drinker, but he had consumed a few drinks at the club before driving home, and apparently that's all it takes. The car had been visible on Google Maps since 2007, but apparently no one had noticed. What are your thoughts on this story?
Now, when I was a kid, I grew up in this pretty messed up house. Not this one, but it was messed up. My father's work shed had hand and ankle shackles for humans in it. We had this freaky outhouse where you had to go to the bathroom. Under the house was full of bones and secret passageways. And there was a pet cemetery around the side that would put the movie Pet Cemetery to shame. Oh, and not to mention the bushland out the back that had nooses hanging from the trees and makeshift graves dug everywhere. It would be this upbringing where Dr. Darsley was formed, and I've just released the story on my YouTube channel. So go click on my bio that takes you to YouTube if you want to see it. Click on my YouTube and let me know what you think of my messed up childhood.
Did you know that this firefly is one of the most dangerous vampires in the world? The Adze is a shape-shifting vampire. When he turns into a fly, it is easier for the monster to go through keyholes. Its favorite meal is baby's blood. Its second favorite meal is palm oil and coconut milk. What the people of Ghana did was set a bowl full of coconut's milk, and once the creature ate it, they would capture the creature with a special net. This would anger the Adze so much it would turn back into its semi-human form, where it would be vulnerable to kill. Tales of the story were used as a warning to the effects of mosquitoes and malaria in West Africa. What do you think? Will you be killing a fly next time you see one? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like. Thank you guys.
Now, if you're going to break down on the side of the road anywhere, you don't want it to be at Pony Hinge in Lincoln, Massachusetts. See, this little field in the middle of nowhere is full of Pony Hinge rocking horses. As the story goes, the owner of the land purchased a Pony Hinge rocking horse from a local haunted house. When strange things started to happen in his home, he decided to put it out in the paddock. But before he got to remove it, there was more of them, and more, and more, until it got to the point where he didn't want to remove them anymore. The rocking horses are sometimes seen in circle formations and sometimes nose to tail in lines. For most people, they think it's just the owner mucking with people. But for others, they believe if you're the one that sits on the original haunted rocking horse, you will be cursed. What do you think?
Next time you watch Aladdin, you will never look at Genie the same way. Jinn are spirits of fire that can take on any form they choose. They can be good and bad. The bad ones love to hurt humans and cause all sorts of diseases. In Western culture, it's believed that if you rub a lamp, a genie will pop out and grant you 3 wishes. But in original folklore, a genie does not come out of a lamp and does not grant any wishes. Belief in the jinn was a real thing in early Arabia. Even the Prophet Muhammad feared that his revelations were the work of a jinn. In the Arabic world, jinns are less powerful than demons and angels, but more powerful than humans. Some people don't believe in the jinn because they can turn invisible. So as we speak, they might be standing next to you. Tell me what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and follow. Thank you guys.
Here are some of the haunting last words by pilots before they crashed. Now let me tell you, this is not what you want to hear your captain say. Goodbye, everybody. This plane crashed at Zurich Airport after a terrorist bomb went off. Good night, goodbye, we perish. These were the last words heard by the captain on their way to New York after an engine shaft exploded due to faulty machinery. Fuck, we're dead. This flight plunged into the Atlantic Ocean with 228 people aboard. For 2 years they thought it was a terrorist attack. But after they recovered the flight recorder, they found that it was just a junior pilot error after ice crystals turned off the autopilot and he pulled the plane up into a stall. That's all, guys. Fuck. The pilots actually lost control of this plane as they were landing in a Russian airport, killing 136 passengers and 9